Start. Yes. Sir, 14 members have participated in the debate and I am grateful to them for their valuable contribution. Once again, it has come out very vivid that the foreign policy of this country has been and is being run on the basis of a national consensus. The national consensus, according to some, needs strengthening. I would only say that when I propose to strengthen it from one side, I should take care to see that it does not get weakened from another side. And that is the exercise which the government incessantly has to do in order to keep the consensus on an even keel, because that is the only way of keeping up the consensus, of maintaining the consensus. To do anything which will destroy the essential ingredients of the consensus, its essential nature, its timber, would be very wrong, for once it gets disturbed, it will not be possible to bring it back. That is why when we call it a consensus, we appeal to all shades of opinion not to insist on the consensus being on their own side beyond a point. It cannot be so. It is on one side beyond a point. It will go farther away from the other side beyond their point, and then the focus will be disturbed. The consensus character will be destroyed. Whatever the differences, and there are bound to be differences, this consensus has to be maintained, and in this maintenance of the consensus, it is not only government but all shades of opinion which will have to cooperate as they have indeed been doing. Sir, I broadly classify the honorable members who have participated in the debate into two categories: those who are with the consensus with all their shades of difference, and those who are outside the purview of the consensus in the sense that they have certain basic differences with the consensus itself. It is they who stand between us, as it were, consensus on the one hand and near unanimity on the other. If they did not have these basic differences, consensus would have tended towards unanimity. Unanimity has not been the case in this country right from the beginning. We have had dissension of a basic character. There have been persons who are essentially against the basic concepts which made up the foreign policy of India. In spite of them, the consensus has continued. It has been sustained by government, by parliament, and by the people. And that is why this consensus needs to be maintained, and we are determined to maintain it while at the same time taking note of those basic differences which have their own place. We would like to satisfy ourselves that we are always right, that the basic differences and the opinions based on these basic differences do not really hold good. We have to satisfy ourselves of this from time to time, and I assure the House that we are not brushing aside